fix it.
Well, folks, looks like we got a broken doorknob here. We're going to go ahead and get a new one and show you guys how to fix a doorknob. This one happens to be on our shop door. All right, we'll be back in a bit. Well, folks, it looks like what we got going on here is that the handle doesn't want to operate the latch here. You can see the strikers kind of where it's supposed to be. Moved out a little bit. I think we're going to go get a new handle and replace it for you. Well, we just got back from the local lumber yard. They were actually closed doing end of the year inventory, but those guys are awesome at Home Lumber, and they let us in and sold me the handle that I needed. It's a Schlag keyed lock set, and we're going to go ahead and remove this old doorknob here. You'll take your number 2 Phillips screwdriver and back these screws out. This one you got to move the handle for. If you have a long bit for your impact driver or your drill, that'll work as well. And you want to be careful because sometimes when you back these screws out, the far side of this handle will actually fall off. And in my case, it'll land on some concrete outside of the shop door. It's not really a big deal. But if you're working in the house or you got some nice floors around, you want to take care that you don't drop that thing where it's not supposed to go. And so here we have the inside part of this old handle assembly, and I'll bring the camera closer so you guys can see what's going on in here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove the outside of the door handle, push it through. If you have a helper, they can catch it. That one just landed on the concrete stoop. And the puppy dog says hello as well. Next, we're going to have to remove this striker out of here. So we'll figure out how to do this. That one broke pretty easily. And so this one is totally removed. And now we'll get the camera set back up and we'll start to install the new one. Our next step is going to be preparing the latch. The latch has to slide in through a small hole in the side of the door here. And there's 2 ways that it can get mounted. It can get mounted with the screws right through here, or there's a way that you can drive it in the hole and leave this plate off. I don't like that. I didn't have good luck with that previously. So we're going to go ahead and make our door ready for this thing. Open this like that. We'll center our latch in the hole. And then we're going to need to mark out where this little plate goes. One of the things that I like to do when I install the latch is I temporarily install the door handles to hold the latch where I need it to be so that I can mark out the spot where I'm going to chisel out the door for the latch plate. We'll open it. We'll install the handle, then install this side as well. And now we can align this how we want it and mark it out. Now, It looks like we got it right where we want it. So we're going to use the utility knife and mark out around where we're going to chisel. With a sharp utility knife blade, we can lay out the edges with our edges laid out. Now we can disassemble and get the door ready for chiseling. Next, we're going to take a chisel and a hammer, and we're going to mortise out the area where that latch goes. Once we have the latch installed in our mortise, we're going to take the two halves of the doorknob, make sure to put your keyed side on the side that you want it on, and then we're going to install the inside, line them up. You might have to turn the lock on the inside, turn that little lock knob there to get it to line up how you want it. Then we're going to install our screws to tighten the two halves together, and from there we will adjust our latch a little bit and then install the latch screws as well. Alright, this next part, we're going to locate the holes. I like to use a nail set or a punch. You could use a nail, and you're going to find the center of each one of these holes. And I'm going to poke that in there. And I'll go back with the hammer and knock that hole in a little deeper. With my holes a little deeper, there we go, into focus there. With the holes a little bit deeper, I can take the drill bit of appropriate size and pre-drill the holes for the screws. Now I'm going to take my number 2 Phillips screwdriver and install those screws. And I like to take this opportunity to mark on the door jamb where the striker is going to, or where the latch is going to hit the striker, so I know if there's any adjustment where to put this one. You can see that the holes from the old one have this thing lined up a little further away from the weather stripping than I would like. So we're going to drill some new holes. We might have to plug those old ones to get a good grip with the new screws. One of the things that I generally do is I use some 3-inch screws for this and then run them all the way back into the door jamb. Now we will go ahead and drill our new holes. And we'll go get some longer screws. They don't supply very long screws for the striker plate with it. So we're going to dig up some larger screws that run all the way into the jamb. And we'll install it and check our fit. Well, I found some 2.5-inch screws, so those are going to have to do. Because they're so long, we're going to go ahead and drive them in with our digital screwdriver here. And start them by hand here into our pre-drilled holes, and then we can run them in. Now we're going to go ahead and check our fit. See that our latch closes all the way inside of our striker. Make sure the door fits snug up against our weather stripping. This old shop door is ready to go another day, it looks like. Thanks for watching, and if you feel so inclined, please subscribe.